welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a eyeshadow palette review for you guys, and it's going to be on the new Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauve palettes. Now when I saw that they were coming out with this palette, I was like, oh my gosh, I really want this palette. They came out with two different palettes, the Marvelous Mauve palette, which is this one, and the Baked Browns, but I kind of felt like I already had enough browns in my collection, seeing as that I've just ordered the Morphe 35 Art palette. So I just kind of went for the Marvelous Mauve palette. So if you guys are interested in seeing my first impressions as well as an eyeshadow tutorial on this palette as well as swatches, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so I'm here to do a review, a quick first impressions and swatches on the new Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauve palettes. And I picked this palette up the day that it launched, which I think was like last week sometime. And I got it in the mail a while back, and I'm just not doing a tutorial on it, but I really love it. So I chose, they came out with two different palettes, the Marvelous Mauve palettes and the Baked Browns. And I decided to just skip the Baked Browns because, like I said in the intro, I had just ordered the Morphe 35 Art palette. So I kind of figured that was enough browns. But I really did want the Marvelous Mauve palettes because I don't have a lot of cool tone palettes. So that's really why I wanted to try this palette. And this is my first time ever trying a Dose of Colors palette. So this palette comes with 5 shades in it, which is really nice and compact. And I think the palette retails for $32 or $32.50. I have the correct price linked in the video. But yeah, I'm going to just show you swatches of the palette and show you the names of everything in the palette. So this is just how the back of the packaging look, and it just has the name of all the shadows on the back. And then on the front, it just has the shadows right there in the background. And then you just have Marvelous Mauve and Dose of Colors right here. So this is how the palette looks, really pretty. It's kind of like a mirrored texture, a mirrored palette. And the Marvelous Mauve is kind of textured on the front of the palette. And the palette is mauve. And when you open it up, you do get a mirror. And then you get a brush, which comes with like a little shader brush on one side and a pencil brush on the other side, which is perfect for a cut crease. So here is how the inside of the palette looks. Like I said, I really love the colors in this palette. I think that they are super pigmented, and like I said, I don't really own a lot of cool tone palettes, so it's really why I wanted this palette. And I feel like this is a really nice one-stop shop palette. Like, I didn't use any other palette on my eyes today except for this palette. It has a nice transition color. It has a nice shade for you to smoke out the outer V. This is just an all-around perfect palette. So I'm just going to show you swatches. I've already swatched the palette on my hand. So this is just how the colors look. As you can see, they are super pigmented. I really do like these shades. So I'm just going to start off by telling you the name of each shade. And the really light one in the palette is Fluffy. This is Rosy, Wishy Washy, Spaced Out, and Wine Stain. So these are all of the swatches in the palette. As you can see, they show up really pigmented and they look really gorgeous on deeper skin tones. So again, here is just the shades. And this is Fluffy, Rosy, Wishy Washy, Spaced Out, and Wine Stain. And I will show you how the palette looks one more time. And now I'll just go into this tutorial. But before I get into the tutorial on this look, I'm going to really quickly tell you everything that I am wearing on my face. Alright guys, so for foundation today, I'm trying out a new foundation. And I've worn this foundation once before, and I really have to say, I really want to get a feel for the foundation before I just give you my final thoughts and reviews on the foundation. But thus far, I like the foundation. It gives a semi-matte finish, and it is the new Pure Cosmetics Bare It All foundation, and I have mine in the shade Deep. And I was sent this foundation through Octoly Compliments of Pure Cosmetics. If you don't know what Octoly is, I'll leave a link to the first video where I ever did a review on an Octoly product, so you can see what the full details and how Octoly works. But yeah, this is the the Pure Cosmetics Bare It All foundation, and I got mine in the shade Deep. Oh, I skipped primer. My primer, I used my Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. For my concealer today, I used my Maybelline SuperStay Better Skin Concealer in the shade Deep. To set my concealer today, I used my Sacha Buttercup Setting Powder. To contour today, I used my Black Up Contour Powder Kit in the shade 05. Okay, to set my entire face, I use my Black Radiance Soft Focus Finishing Powder. And as you can tell, I love this powder so much. The words are just like, I don't know, they're fading off the front. But this is the Black Radiance Soft Focus Finishing Powder. For my blush today, I used a NYX Ombre blush in the shade Mauve. And I'll just show you how it looks. For my highlighter today, I used my Anastasia x Nicole Guerriero Glow Kit. And to set my entire face, I just used my MAC Fix Plus. For my lips, I used my SheaMoisture lip liner in brown. I used the Maybelline Bold Audacious, I think, lipstick in the number 770 Mauve. And this is just how it looks. And I went over that with a Colourpop lip gloss in the shade Finders Keepers. And for my lashes today, I just used the Kiss number 11 lashes. So that is everything that I used on my face today. I will leave everything linked in the description box down below. Don't forget that my channel reaches 5,000 subscribers. I will be having my next big giveaway, so don't forget to subscribe for your chance to win. So if you guys are interested in seeing how I created this look using the new Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauve palette, then keep on watching. Alright guys, so I'm just going to start off with my brows already done. And if you want a brow tutorial, I'll leave that link in the description box down below. So I'm just starting off by using my LA Girl Pro Concealer in the shade Toffee. I'm going to use this to prime my lids today. Alright, next up I'm going to set that concealer in place with my Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder in the shade Medium Deep. Alright, now going into the Dose of Colors Marvelous Mauve palette, going to be using that second shade in the palette, which is Rosy, and it's described as a light rosy pink. I'm just going to use this as my transition color today. These shadows do have some fallout, but they're super pigmented, so I really don't mind that. Just make sure that you use them with a light hand, and make sure that you put some powder under your eyes if you don't do your, if you do your foundation first. Next up, I'm going to go in with the shade Wishy Washy, which is the third shade in the palette, and it's a dusty mauve. And I'm just going to use this and place it directly on top of the shade Rosy. Alright, next up, to give my crease a little bit of definition, I'm going to go in with the shade Spaced Out. And it's described as a muted berry mauve. And I'm just going to use this to define the crease. Now to smoke out that outer V, I'm going to go into the shade Wine Stain, and it's described as a blackberry. And this is a really pretty shade. I really love this shade for smoking out the outer V. Alright, and now for my lid, I'm going to go to the very first shade, which is the lightest shade in the palette. And this shade is called Fluffy, and it's described as a milky pale pink. And I absolutely love this color, and the pigmentation on this color is out of this world. I really love this palette. So I think that I may get the baked browns just so I can have the entire collection, because it really is a nice palette. Alright, now I'm just going back into the shade Spaced Out, and I'm just going to put this in between my lid color and my my outer V shade, just to make the blending a little bit easier, and just so they can mesh together better. Now I've finished off my face on camera. I have all the details in the description box down below. I'm pretty much just going to repeat the same steps that I did on the top, on the bottom, sorry. Alright, and that completes the look. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more videos from me. Until the next video.